Alright, hello Riven mains and Yasuo mains alike. I'm the Nightwing, Way of Life Esports, coming at you guys with another League of Legends video. So there has been just the biggest news for League dropping, and there has been a abundance of players getting shuffled around, the rosters getting retooled, there's a lot of building of hype with a lot of super teams coming up. And starting off kind of small because there is quite a bit of news, is I'll glance over it, fairly quickly, is that Golden Guardian signed TCL MVP Closer. Yeah, so Closer is the Turkish jungler that you guys saw face off against Clutch in the best of 5 to make it to the group stage, actually. This Closer. Because this was Pilot. Pilot was from MVP. Closer will be replacing Contracts on Golden Guardians, and that's a good thing in my own personal opinion, because Contracts has been really bad for a while, and I'm glad that Golden Guardians is making this move overall to make their roster better, and they're adding in Golden Glue to the starting roster, so that's also pretty good knowledge as well. During the summer, Closer was named the TCL MVP in addition to being a part of the TCL All-Pro team and an 8-time player of the game during the split. It's unclear what, if anything, will happen with Contracts, the Golden Guardians' current LCS jungler, and then obviously we have Golden Glue. So yes, Golden Glue and Closer are in, Froggen and Contracts are out. So that's the first part of the news, right? And now we have more news, obviously. Because after that, we have Someday is returning to 100 Thieves starting roster. So we know that Bang is out. He's going to Evil Geniuses. And with that, Someday is coming back to the main roster. And I think that's really good for him because he looked like he was just having such a miserable time playing in Academy. And obviously, Someday is re-signing with the 100 Thieves, and he's going to be their starting top laner. So that's good. You're going to have Meteos and Someday, who already have built-in synergy from being a part of 100 Thieves already. And then you have a new mid laner, and then you have the bot lane, which is going to be actually solved, whether or not it's going to be played with Stunt or Afromu. And are they going to sign Ryoma from the OPL, which obviously would be a good thing for them because they're going to need a strong mid laner to compete in the LCS, with a lot of the LCS teams getting really stronger. And then Damwon Gaming is parting ways with Flame. So as we know, Damwon had Flame, and Flame was a really good integral part of Damwon for a little bit there. He was helping guide Naguri into being able to absorb pressure and then obviously be able to, play his lead out correctly. Flame played pretty well, but Damwon announced today that Flame will be obviously leaving the organization. The player, once famed for his lane dominance and his over 100 creep score discrepancy over his opponents, saw little playtime as a substitute with Damwon. The team achieved a third-place finish in the LCK summer split before having mixed results at Worlds, and then they announced today that Flame is going to be off the roster. Now, turns out, if you kind of want to have Flame on your roster in North America, it's very, very possible you're going to be paying a pretty penny for him. But I think that would be a good thing for a lot of teams, but that would also be good in terms of bringing him over to a team that needs a nice, decent shot caller and a person that can hold lane on his own and absorb a lot of pressure. Gorilla joined Sandbox Gaming. So Joker is out, Gorilla is in. We know that Gorilla obviously was having a big rough time with Misfits Gaming in Europe when he signed to a super team, and then he was like, I'm going back to Korea. So Gorilla has joined Sandbox Gaming. Sandbox had a promising first year in the LCK, sporting 5 rookies in the summer season and finishing in a respectable 4th place. The team achieved a 12-6 standing, but narrowly missed out on the circuit points to advance to Worlds. And then today, they hope that Gorilla is going to get them to Worlds in this coming up year in 2020. Hello, this is Sandbox Gaming. We are happy to announce new player in our roster for the up-and-coming LCK 2020 spring. Please welcome Gorilla. And plus, Gorilla also had a very, very underwhelming split in Europe, so he's looking to bounce back and overall be that legendary support that everybody knows and loves. Cuzz signs multi-year deal with SK Telecom T1. So Cuzz will be the SK Telecom T1 new jungler going into spring 2020. We know that Clid is going to be on Gen G. A lot of people yesterday were hyping up the roster. Going over the intricacies of this roster move right now is probably not going to happen because obviously this is not the video for that. But I think that this is a good thing in terms of what they could have got. I think that getting on Fleek, if you wanted a aggressive early game jungler, would have worked out a lot better. But getting Cuzz, who is kind of known as he's pretty much known as the LCKX Smithy, but I don't know if that's the best option for him and the best option for SKT. So with that being said, this is a good move for what it is, but I think that SKT had to find a jungler that was going to be suitable in terms of playstyle. Now, will Cuzz and Faker have good synergy? We don't know yet because they haven't obviously showed us anything on the competitive scene yet to overall give us that indication. But Cuzz is going to be with SKT, and SKT have locked Cuzz down in a multi-year contract. Obviously, that's going to be a very good thing. So that way, like if they have mixed results going into next year, then they can have him for the following year to improve on the synergy. But that's all of the front page news, and then time to go to the newest news. And the newest news includes Faker named ambassador for the Shanghai Masters, will attend with T1. That's really good for Faker. He's been a long storied player inside of League of Legends, and it's obviously nice to see him finally getting his due and accomplishments. I know people say he's overrated, but people who say Faker's overrated are Iron 5, so their opinion kind of just doesn't matter. And then we're moving up, and then obviously Selfmade is confirmed to actually be Fnatic's starting jungler, but most people could have already assumed for that. Dan is going to be their academy team jungler, so feels bad for Dan, but Selfmade is a lot better than Dan, so that's just going to happen. TSM reportedly acquires Dardoch. So everybody always says, why don't TSM just have Dardoch? Dardoch TSM and TSM Dardoch has basically been a dream and meme for a lot of years, and most people couldn't even fathom that Dardoch would ever go to TSM. Just like TSM Meteos, it's never going to happen. But today, all that gets break. Bjergsen and TSM for League of Legends 2020 season. ESPN reports that the team has finalized a buyout with the Immortals to acquire Dardoch. So let's see if Dardoch can bring TSM back to glory. I think that with this roster, you should have a roster on paper that should easily get to the finals with TSM, but that's just obviously right now me, thinking about it, just off the top of my head. Bjergsen, Broken Blade, Dardoch, Kabe, and Biofrost seems like a really good roster, and I think that Dardoch as a player will be a lot different than the other TSM junglers, but we're only going to have to see. Everybody's always wanted TSM Dardoch. So let's see if TSM Dardoch will finally get TSM back to their glory days of, just dominating North America. And then we have more news. And then we have FlyQuest are signing PowerOfEvil. So Pobelter had a really underwhelming split, and obviously PoE confirmed that he was a free agent. He wanted to look around for teams. He usually waits to the last minute to get a team. He's usually the guy you're seeing like, okay, PowerOfEvil has finally chosen a team, but not this time. FlyQuest have locked down PowerOfEvil and saw PowerOfEvil perform to the highest extent last split on CLG, but didn't get a chance to go to Worlds. People have always claimed that FlyQuest don't want to spend the money to overall win a championship and overall be the team that obviously tries to win a championship. Now they bought Ignar, and now they have PowerOfEvil, and you have a pretty good team all the way around if you're keeping Viper. So FlyQuest also are looking pretty strong right now, but having PowerOfEvil is a nice big upgrade over Pobelter, because Pobelter was a severe cripple downgrade last split, and the previous split before he played really well, which was really surprising. Him and Sneaky had really good springs, but they didn't have good summers. So yeah, that's all the news for right now. What do you guys think is the most surprising news of all? TSM Dardoch is the most surprising news to me, and obviously PowerOfEvil joining FlyQuest. That's going to be really interesting as well. So see you guys later. Like, comment, subscribe. Most of all, enjoy. I'm a Nightwing, and Way of Life Esports is signing out.
Hi there, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more stuff.
Yeah, thank you.